Have you ever felt like cars in the United States are just too big? Nowadays, you walk into a dealership and it feels like you need a ladder just to climb into a pickup truck. But while American brands are obsessed with building $60,000 tanks, a silent revolution is taking place at the country's ports of entry. I'm talking about Kei cars. These Japanese toy cars, with their 660 cubic centimeters engines, can almost fit inside the bed of a Ford F-15. Oh, but don't let their size fool you. Import numbers are exploding, people are saving thousands of dollars, and of course, the government is starting to get nervous. To understand what's happening, you have to look at the numbers. For decades, importing a car from Japan was something reserved for extreme enthusiasts who wanted a Nissan Skyline. But that has changed drastically. The growth is vertical. If we look at data from the last decade, back in 2014, imports of JDM vehicles older than 25 years barely reached 800 to 1,000 units annually. By 2022, that figure jumped to over 5,000 units. According to customs records from 2024, the number surpassed 7,500 vehicles, and forecasts for the end of this year, 2026, indicate we will easily break the 10,000 unit per year mark. We're talking about nearly 1,000% growth in 10 years. Why now? Because the used car market in the United States has gone crazy. The average price of a used car is hovering around $30,000, while you can buy a Kei car at a Japanese auction for less than the cost of a high-end smartphone. This is where it gets interesting. In Japan, these cars are extremely cheap due to their tax system. A 25-year-old car there is, to them, scrap metal. To us, it's a masterpiece of efficient engineering. If we break down the current costs, you can find excellent units at auction for between $1,500 and $3,500. Logistics and shipping from ports like Yokohama to the West Coast cost about $2,000. Adding in fees and taxes, for about $6,000, you have a car delivered to your door with incredibly low fuel consumption and legendary reliability. Compared to anything you'd find at a local dealership, it's an absolute steal. A lot of people say that being in one of these on an American highway is a death trap, and they have a point. But Kei cars aren't meant for driving coast to coast. Their real utility lies in congested urban environments, where you can park where no one else can and move with an agility that a 3-ton SUV couldn't dream of. They are also the perfect replacement for golf carts on farms and private estates. And for a small business, a wrapped Kei van is the best advertisement in the world because of the wow factor it generates. But of course, we hit the point that causes the most outrage: the 25-year rule. For those who don't know, it is illegal in the United States to import a car that doesn't meet national safety standards unless it is 25 years old. They say it's for safety, but the reality is much more cynical. This law was passed in 1988 after intense pressure from Mercedes-Benz North America. Back then, Americans were importing cheaper, better European cars directly from Europe, the so-called gray market. Mercedes was losing money and convinced Congress that these cars were dangerous because they didn't have the same bumpers or lights. Honestly, this law makes zero sense in 2026. It's total hypocrisy. They tell me a Honda Acty is dangerous because it doesn't have 20 airbags, yet they let me ride a 200-horsepower motorcycle without a helmet in some states, or drive a custom car built in a garage without any real oversight. Then there's the pollution issue. Modern Kei cars emit a fraction of what an American pickup from 10 years ago does. If the goal were the environment, we'd be encouraging these cars, not banning them. It's pure protectionism, a barrier to force you to buy what they build in Detroit. The government doesn't want you to find out that you could live perfectly well with a $6,000 car that gets 60 miles per gallon. Even now, states like Maine or Rhode Island are trying to cancel registrations for cars that were already here legally. It's an unjustified persecution of a movement that just seeks logic and efficiency. What's going to happen in the coming years? Despite the legal hurdles, the trend is unstoppable. As we move forward, iconic cars from the late 90s and early 2000s will start becoming legal. We'll see the professionalization of importers, and there will be specialized JDM dealerships in every major city. Interestingly, the rise of expensive, software-heavy electric cars is pushing many people back toward what's mechanical, simple, and analog. A Kei car is easy to fix and doesn't have monthly subscriptions just to use the air conditioning. Kei cars aren't just small cars. They are a symptom of a broken American automotive market. People are looking for affordable, fun alternatives. If you're thinking about buying one, my advice is do it now. Between rising demand driving up prices in Japan and politicians trying to close legal loopholes, the window of opportunity won't stay open forever. What do you think? Is the 25-year law for our safety, or is it just a way to protect us from ourselves and force us to spend more? Let me know in the comments. And if you're particularly interested in Kei Trucks, those little beasts of burden, hit subscribe, because very soon I'll be making a video dedicated exclusively to them and why they're making brands like Ford and Chevrolet so nervous. See you in the next one.